My name is Mary Alverna Harris Richardson. I lived at 1703 20th Street in Ensley, about a half a block from what was called Tuxedo Junction. A lot of people have gotten some things wrong about Tuxedo Junction. I would like to really clear it up. I was born on 20th Street in Ensley, half a block from Tuxedo Junction. Today is my birthday, 11/23/1937. I'm going to tell you some things about Tuxedo Junction that you might not know. Like I said, I lived at 1703 20th Street in Ensley, next door to what was Macedonian Missionary Baptist Church. That's where it was before it moved after the projects. Tuxedo Junction. Everybody knows about the song that was sung and written. A lot of people sing it. But the history of Tuxedo Junction. Let us begin. On 20th Street and Ensley Avenue, there is a building. During my time, it was Dr. Nixon building. Also, at the very beginning, that building was Dr. Belcher. Dr. Belcher was a dentist. In that building, upstairs, there was a hall. My Uncle Sam told me that he had heard people say that Tuxedo Junction was named because it had a tuxedo shop, but that was not it. He said upstairs, where Dr. Belcher's office was, there was a hall. In that hall, they used to have dances. Anybody who had a little money and was known in the community would come to that ball. They would wear tuxedos, and the young ladies, all the ladies, would have on long gowns. People would come to watch them go in, and that was where Tuxedo got its name from. The junction is because they had the streetcars at that time. One went from Ensley Avenue in front of Napoleon Williams' house. I'm not sure if he's still living, but it went that way to get to 19th Street. Tuxedo Junction was also named because the first elementary school, Catholic elementary school, was on the corner of a little street that would take you between 20th Street and Ensley Avenue. The Masonic Temple on the bottom floor was Holy Family Elementary School. I went from kindergarten to, I think it was 3rd or 4th grade. After that, sister, father, they all built the school that is still there, the elementary school that is still there on 19th Street. I think we marched from the junction to the new school. I was in the 4th grade. I graduated from Holy Family High School. It was not the building that was there before they tore it down. I graduated from the house in 1954. Then I went to Tuskegee and graduated from Tuskegee Institute in 1958. In Tuxedo Junction, you had in the building that Dr. Belcher had, he divided it. We had 2 doctors upstairs and the American Woodman, which was like the Elks or the Masons. You had pay the dues and you joined the little club. Upstairs was Dr. Cole's office. He was a physician. Dr. Robertson's office, a physician. Now, Dr. Robertson at one time, African-American doctors in Birmingham could not get their prescriptions filled. Downstairs, you had a pharmacy. Dr. Robertson, I'm not sure if he was the pharmacist or what, but he was a physician. He had the pharmacy downstairs. Also, Mr. Morgan had a variety store. My first count that went with had a credit account at that variety store. I used to like comic books. So I would go in there. Mr. Morgan would let me get the 10-cent comic books, and I would pay them. At that time, I was playing for the Sunday school at Macedonia, making $9 per month. And I would go then and give him whatever comic books or sodas or whatever. That was my first credit account. Also in the Junction, there was a building. In that one building, they had on the corner was a beauty shop. Next to the beauty shop was a preacher's, I think it was a holiness preacher. He had a store. Next to that was the barber shop. Next to that was the Capistrano Club. Now, why I can remember the name of the club, I don't know. Around the corner was a cafe, and on the end of that building was the cleaners. The man that owned the cleaners went to Macedonia. Across the street, next to the Nixon building, there was a 2-story house. That lady would rent rooms to people who came from other towns to work at TC&I, Tennessee Coal and Iron, which became United States Steel. Also, next to that, there was a man called Mr. Nix. Mr. Nix had built a little building. In that building, he sold hot dogs, hamburgers, and skins. He would cook the skins and put barbecue sauce on them. Also in Tuxedo Junction, across on Ensley Avenue, you had La Russo grocery store. These Italians lived in the back of the grocery store. Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think, is there now. Around the corner on 20th Street, there was the William Brothers Barbershop. The William Brothers sung with a group. They sung Christian songs. They sung gospel songs. And I can't remember the name of the group that they sung with. But one of the young men went to sing with the Temptations. Also, going down 20th Street, those houses are still there. Across the street on Ensley Avenue and 20th Street was Mr. Jake's Cafe. He was white, and people used to go in there. He would cook chili and stuff like that, and you could get it. Also, we must remember that Tuxedo Junction was not on the corner of 19th Street and Ensley Avenue. That's where the park is. They nominated it to be there later. But the Belcher building is still there, and it is now the Nixon building. Anytime you want to know anything about Tuxedo Junction in the early years, please look at my story and give me a call. Please, I thought again, and I remembered that there are only 2 people who's still alive that lived in Tuxedo Junction. That's me and my sister, Ann Rowena Harris.